Hello, hello. Well, finally, the wait is over. We have all the teams in the ESL Pro League, and now it's time to have a look at the bracket and have a have a quick thought exposure of what I believe is most likely scenario, and probably to pick another delusional team for the gamble. So let's start with the most obvious one in the room, which is Navi against 00 Nation. Um, well, I believe 99.9% of people expect that Navi go through, and the rest are 00 Nation fans and Taco, who's expecting somehow 00 Nation to to beat Navi. Um, Very unlikely event, but Navi right now are playing like shit, and who knows? Maybe it's a great opportunity for 00 Nation to actually show something, right? The first game, well, I'm in those 99.9%. I believe it's going to be quick 2-0. Then outside this game, um, this is where I see kind of potential for Navi to go all the way through because potentially they can be ramping up. And Blade isn't a stupid guy. He's a smart guy, and with the correct preparation, especially that after the game they'll have like whole day. They playing really early. They'll have the whole day to prepare for the next game, right? And they already know the opponent, well, outsiders, heroic, and theoretically, I can see Navi going all the way. But again, uh, in my book, it's very unlikely because of the way they're playing. And for me, this side of the bracket looks like Navi gonna win, then Navi gonna lose, then Outsiders gonna lose, and then Heroic is gonna play in a semifinal. For me, this is how this looks like. And then Heroic is gonna lose as well, right? And potentially all the way up is probably G2 who can go all the way up to the grand final, right? And in the grand final they probably gonna face FaZe, which is very interesting because well, Nico and Kerrigan have some unfinished business. So let's hope this ends up in a perfect way, right? So the top side of the bracket for me it's easy, right? I'm not gonna be surprised to see Navi going all the way to the semifinal, and I won't be surprised, and I'm expecting this type of a bracket to go Navi win, Navi lose, Outsiders win, Outsiders lose, Heroic win, Heroic lose. That's how I expect this, right? Then the second part of the top bracket, which is Furia against Fnatic first. And oh boy, mm, what can we say about Fnatic? Um, are we excited to watch them? No. Does this team have a potential to win the EPL? I don't think so. Can they beat Furia? Hell yeah. But right now, um, I kind of wait more towards Furia taking this one, and then Furia playing FaZe. If Fnatic is gonna play FaZe, then it's easy to offer FaZe, right? If Furia gonna play FaZe, then we have a chance to go for all three maps, and at the end of the day, we might see even upset, right? I am on a FaZe clan train, and I will be cheering up for Kerrigan, and I really want them to win a Grand Slam. And if they beat Furia, then against Force, it should be to go, right? I don't think Force gonna handle the pressure and uh, will bring a decent fight, right? For them, quarterfinals of the Pro League is already very very good achievement. So in my book, Fury has taken this game, then FaZe is winning, then FaZe is winning again, and then FaZe is beating Heroic and advancing to the final. Now, Pain against Liquid. This is where we come into interesting conclusion of Liquid playing like dog shit. And again, can we see Pain doing some damage? Of course, yes. Current Pain is very interesting team, and I like the trajectory which they actually took. And right now, I'm not even gonna call Liquid a superior team. I would say in current situation, Liquid and Pain, um, it's like a 50-50 game because on Liquid side, Nitro is not performing to the levels what kind of people expect from him. Aussie is a big question mark for majority of the people, despite that he's carrying them once in a while. A Leech playing probably the worst CS of his career in past like 3 years. Yekinda, he can't carry every single game. And Naf, he's just consistent, and he's not that type of guy that has to has to put the blame of numbers, right? He's doing really well, but he's doing really well because there's no other option, right? Because Elige is kind of screwing up, because Yekenda can't really hit all the headshots that they want, and he's kind of forced in that situation where Elige is doing some damage, Yekenda is doing some damage, and Naf has to clear up, right? For clearing up, Naf is great, right? But for carrying games, Naf is probably not the guy that you want in your team. So on this one, I will go with Pain. And Pain against Mouse. This is the game of upsets, but right now I kinda believe in Mouse a little bit more. Mm. The experience, the European play style, everything adds up, and Mouse theoretically can be a huge upset of the whole event. And I expect Mouse to beat Pain, and then Mouse to face Cloud9. And in a Mouse versus Cloud9 game, anything can happen, right? Uh, the only question mark in this game will be Torzi. Mm, can he put good numbers against Cloud9? I don't know. Can can he actually fight Shiro? He's in incredible shape right now, and I'm kind of ashamed that they're playing straight in the quarterfinals, because if they were playing mm, somewhere around play of second round, picking Shiro would be like a cheat code, right? Um, so I do like Cloud9, but I'm not sure that they're gonna beat Mouse, right? Mouse right now, they kind of remind me Gambit of the Zeus times, right? Where you have like heavy hitters, half decent OPA, okay support player, and just Nigel that everyone thinks that he's complete dog shit, but he still keeps giving. Um, and yeah, and this one gonna be 50-50 game, and my expectation is Cloud9, but my brain is saying that Mao's probably gonna win this one. I don't know why, but my brain is saying that Mao's gonna win. But I will be cheering up for Cloud9, and I hope Cloud9 takes this one. So now, the baby goat, probably the cheat code for this fantasy, right? Um, if we look at the event overview, if we look at the event overview, Monacy is probably one of the most picked players. Yes, 2.6k out of 10. Huh, this is interesting. Mm, so yeah, Baby Goat against G2, against Ants. He might be the one to actually pick, but for some reason, I think this might be a time for Nico to get his MVP, like maybe even Hunter to go silent killer and just put really really huge numbers. But again, mm, Nico in this situation is a great opportunity, right? Most likely Nico will be playing the Star Rifle in every single game, and against these players, you don't really need to like to be that active. Like movie star riders, they don't really bring a lot of variety to their game. Hence, they kind of play in a pack, in which a lot of multi-frags are kind of a normal thing. Um, Again, vitality, um, killing Dupree and an Apex isn't really that hard of a deal. But again, Monacy is the one to probably look at, and he's probably the best option to pick here. The only problem is the value. 230k for Monacy is a big question mark. If we look at the ratings, 126, 130 on the CT side for Nico and Monacy, which is okay-ish. Then we see 114 and 112 on D side, and this already brings us to kind of weird scenario in which well, Nico is probably the best option to go for. Because let's be honest, against Movistar, I don't think Monacy will have to op that much. Against Ens, um, what's what's the likely map to see against Ens from Movistar? Oh, so sorry, from G2. If we look at the map pool, G2 a lot of Inferno, a lot of Nuke, Vertigo, and Anubis, right? Which map are we most likely to see? Probably Anubis, right? Gray maps against Ents, not the worst option, right? If we look at the result of Anubis, who was kind of fragging the most on Anubis, what we're gonna see? Game Nico had a great, Hunter had a great rating. In this game, Monacy had 2.02 rating, and Nico had 1.1 rating. Uh, Again, anything can happen, and because of lack of great opus, probably Monacy is your best option. But for me, mm, this is my first pick, right? I will go with Nico, and unfortunately, because of these type of prices, I have to go with a Hooksy, right? Hooksy has to be your second option whenever you pick a Nico, right? This is very bad, but if you don't pick Hooksy, then your only option is JKS, and you're really, really limiting yourself. And your only option is picking Apex to kinda justify it. But again, picking Apex in this scenario where we'll have to see him playing against Nico in a later stage of the tournament is kind of meh, right? The other option is trying to pick Cloud9 players and hoping that Cloud9 is gonna beat Mouse. And if I pick Cloud9 player, the cheapest one is Nafani. If I pick him, then it doesn't really look that bad, right? But again, uh, I am on kind of the train of Face Clan taking it all, and yeah, G2 going all the way to the semi-final and playing hopefully Cloud9, but I won't be surprised to see Mouse here, and hopefully G2 taking the final spot, and from this side, hopefully it's gonna be FaZe taking the final spot. So FaZe against G2, the final that I see and I really want, and I kind of see only one team that can it can prevent this and its vitality, which can be G2 technically, but it's going to be very hard. And on the other side, Heroic against FaZe. Um, what can we expect from FaZe against Heroic? Full free maps, maybe multiple overtimes on a map like Inferno. Uh, can we see like Anubis being played? Most likely we will. And there's a high possibility that it's going to be a pick from FaZe. So FaZe going to pick probably Anubis. Heroic going to pick one of the default maps. And maybe it's going to be even Inferno. And Decider is probably going to be left something like I don't know. Let's see what Decider can potentially be. I kind of expect Nuke to be a Decider, but again, Nuke as a Decider is is a big question mark. Okay. So yeah, now when you know all my expectations, let's build a team. Already said that Nico and JKS probably two best options to go for right now, unless you want to pick Monacy. Then my next pick will have to be. Oh, my next pick will have to be FaZe player. Can I go for Rain? Yes, I can go for Rain. And I'll have Rain and Kerrigan. All dogs. But this leaves me with no Opa, right? I expect Brokey to be really good, but with 172k, can't really do anything. Which leaves me with the, unfortunately, picking Hooksy. And Hooksy has the potential to go minus 20 points in each game, and at the end of the day, bring you to 20, 40, 60, 80, minus 100 points, even though they're gonna reach the grand final. Um, but Hooksy's rating recently hasn't really been that bad. Well, it's actually horrible, but not for Hooksy standards, right? 132, 027, 96, 0.83, 1, 49, 34, 64, 60, 61. Even against Tricked, right? 0.7, 0.97. So picking Hooksy is like shooting yourself in the leg, right? But it is what it is. Uh, unless I want to go for Kerrigan and just keeping Nico in there all the way up. And I will be left with 198k, which gives me an option to pick one of the more decent players. Probably Exertion is a great option. Or I can try and go for Navi player. Mm. Can I get Bit or Electronic into this lineup? And do I expect Bit or Electronic to go all the way up? I kinda do. But as I already said, I expect them to win one game and then lose. And then the padding point is gonna be kinda screwed up. But again, mm, this is one of those games where you kinda have to go with the with what you feel like. And Nafani just gonna get me pending points all the way to the quarterfinals, which is okay for me. Kerrigan will be playing Furia, then we'll be playing Force, and then we'll be playing Heroic. Hopefully, he's not gonna end up with the really negative points, but he's gonna have one round pending anyway. Uh, or we can make it smart, and instead of Kerrigan, we can try and pick probably another Force player, maybe like Crad, and just hope that at the end of the day, Crad is gonna, bring some decent points. So padding, uh, 6, 12. So padding 12 points, then the final game. Hopefully, Crad is not gonna go like 117 and gonna end in positive numbers. Then maybe it's gonna be like pending what 6, that's 12. Maybe he's gonna get like another 6 points over here at the end of the game. So that's like 18. Then -3, so he's gonna end up with the decent points anyway. Or I can go with the phase and hope that Kerrigan is gained pending points. Then Kerrigan hope that he's gained some points over here, and hope that he's gained some points over here, and he doesn't really screw up like a lot against heroic, which is kind of weird. So this approach, in my opinion, is probably the one for this bracket. And then I have 196k left, which leaves me with some interesting options. And what player do I want to see in my team for this price? Hmm, I don't really get a lot of options. 196 is not the best outcome. 196 is not the best. Hmm, so a little bit too much. Mhm. So probably I have to stick with the Kerrigan. And yeah, have to stick with the Kerrigan and have 198k left. Probably for electronic, albeit. Mm, out of these two, who do I want to pick? Let's check this out. And what we're gonna end up with during this event. Okay. This is electronic 114, 83, 119. Uh-huh. That's before this. It again interesting. All right. 169. That's for Atom. It is kinda sus. An electronic 120. Oof. Electronic is probably the one. So I have to stick with electronic. Am I completely satisfied with this team? I don't know. Lord Hoaxy is not worth picking just because of the bracket, right? Negative points possible, negative points possible, negative points possible. One for Nafani, like even against Mouse, hopefully he's ready and hopefully he doesn't suck against the winner of G2 versus Vitality, most likely. Um, Potentially he's gonna have a negative rating, but pending plus positive points over here, probably gonna kind of make it even, and it's not gonna look that bad. So yeah, this is what I think will be the best option to get me some really good points and defend the leader. Electronic, uh, actually not defend. Here we go. Main Opa, electronic probably defender, multifrag. No, defender yes. Nico multifrag as always. Nafani support unit, and yeah. Um, Against Movistar, what do I expect from Nico? Do I expect him to be on top of the scoreboard? Kinda yes. Nafani, whenever the time is gonna come, he will be baited a lot. Electronic, I hope to get like 5 assists from Alec, and that's it. Kerrigan, the first game in against Furia or whatever, I expect him to take his the bottom frag position, and I'll be Gucci. Rocky, hopefully to get 30 bomb, or maybe to be Avenger. All right, let's go with Avenger, right? And let's see who's in really good shape so I can throw a 30 bomb on them for the next time. So, as always, this is one thing. Is this delusional? Perhaps. But, as I said, good luck and have fun.